I'm here from Cape Cypress, and I'm here with Chris Daukaus, who returns to action on July 24th at UFC on ESPN, Sanhagen versus Dillashaw. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good,
You're
good.
10 days out. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. Camp's winding down, so it's been really good. I'm really excited. Tough camp as always. I got my core group of guys who come in, during the day and at night, and then my the big guys for sparring. So that's all I need, and I'm super prepared for this fight.
Awesome. That's awesome to hear. Fantastic beard. Are you keeping it for the
Thank
fight?
you. Keeping it for the fight. I'll probably trim it up a little bit, get a haircut. I'm like a caveman, or like I just woke up like I've been in a coma for 6 months. That's my wife has been describing me as a caveman. So she enjoys it. It's the first time in probably like 12 years that I can actually like grow a beard. So she's really into it. So I'm just gonna keep it for the fight, and then we'll see where it goes. We'll see if I'm gonna uh let it keep going down and become more full, and if not, I'll just shave it off. No big deal. It grows back.
Yeah, right. It's fantastic. You grow a very nice beard.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That was my big concern. Like I've never grown a beard before in my life, so I was like, "How's it going to grow in? Am I going to have like all neck beard? Am I going to have like patches everywhere?" So it's really good, and I'm enjoying it. I can like, if I want, I can like twirl my mustache a little bit. I just found this out yesterday. I can go like, like the hooks and like handlebar and all that good stuff. So my wife hates that though, so I won't be doing that.
I totally relate with that. No, it's it. Fantastic,
Yeah,
fantastic. I do hope you keep it.
I
Why
will. I will.
why don't you have a nickname?
I just never got one, to be honest with you. I never really liked like any kind of names, and I think a nickname, you can't pick a nickname for yourself. It kind of has to be given to you. So no one's really given me like a sick nickname that I really like, and so yeah, just been plain old me until that happens. I'll just be me. So
I was kind of thinking about this one, and I was like, what if you went with like just like a, a police code for it, like Chris 5150 Dawkins or some shit like that, you know?
yeah, that would work. I mean, where I'm at in Philadelphia, we don't use codes, so we're like a bunch of like dummies, so we can't memorize codes. So it's literally like, yo, there's a guy with a gun at like Main Street, like 123 Main Street. Go figure that out. It's not like, oh, we got like a 1031 in progress. And no, we don't do that. We just say, all right, there's a guy breaking a store up, or there's a guy with a gun, or stuff, simple like that. So I will have to come up with something. But
Um, in my humanizing athlete series, you put one of your favorite athletes as Michael Jordan.
yeah,
What is that?
just his mentality, as far as his relentless pursuit of excellence, and his drive, that he was always winning. He was always trying to win at everything, and even if he did lose in a game or anything like that, he would always come back and he would always be better. And that's the type of person that you could strive to be in your personal life. That no matter what happens in life, even if you get knocked down or anything like that, you can always come back. So it's just someone who, I looked up to, just like his accolades and what he was able to accomplish while in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, you just explained Michael Jordan. I mean,
That's it.
you know.
That's it. He's the man. That's it.
I saw with your I saw in an interview you did with John Coe that
Yeah.
that you are fighting on vacation time that's saved up.
Yeah.
So I know you've said you wanted to fight full time. I guess
Yep.
what would it take for you to fight full time? A new contract with the UFC? Because I'm sure you know a weekly check is nice. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Yeah. It's the weekly checks are nice. It's the security, as far as having that constant paycheck, and then obviously everyone knows with fighting, fighter pay isn't the best. But I did recently sign a new 4-fight deal with the UFC. So 4-fight contract. I'm really excited about that. This is going to be the first fight on that new deal. But the day after my fight, so the 25th, that'll actually be 10 years that I'll have with the police department. So I'm gonna, walk away, take some time off, and walk away and focus fully on fighting. This camp pretty much has been, pretty much like testing out the waters as far as that. I was the beginning of camp, I was still working a little bit, and then I decided that I was just gonna burn all my time that I had, all my sick and vacation time that I had saved up. So I'm fully committed on this, and then the day after my fight, I'll have my 10 years. I'll go into work. I'll get everything sorted out with my pension plan and all that good stuff. I'm going to take a leave of absence, and then that's when I'm walking away. Because if obviously 3-0 in the UFC, all first round finishes, if the things start to continue to go the way that they've been going, there's no reason why I can't do this full time and provide for my family and just make bigger and better paychecks.
That's awesome. That's super exciting, but I mean, I guess also scary at the same time, right? Because you're leaving.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is probably the scariest part of my life that in recent memory, is because you have that security, I have all the benefits, going with my family now, and my wife, my son, and I'm kind of not throwing all that away, but I'm not using those anymore. I'm not guaranteeing those benefits for my family. We're going to go to my wife's, all of her benefits and everything. She's a nurse, so we're going to use all of her stuff now. But it's just, everyone's always dependent on me for everything, for like paying the bills and getting care of medical coverage and everything like that. Now that it's going to be out of my hands, that's a little scary as well. I kind of be, I like to be in control of things. So it's going to get some taking used to, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah,
for sure. That's awesome. I'm super stoked for you, because I know
thanks, man.
You want to fight full time, and
Yep,
you're gonna do
and
it.
here it is. That's it. I'm doing it. So there's no going back. So I'm all in.
I did want to ask one last thing about like being a police officer and stuff.
Sure.
When everyone was turning against cops last year,
Yeah.
in California, they wanted to defund the police.
Yeah.
I guess what was going on through your head as a police officer?
It's a crazy time. I mean, even now it's still a little, like crazy time. Everyone's still screaming about the defund the police and everything like that. Other cities have done that. They've seen what actually happens when you do that, when you start making budget cuts, when you start letting officers go, when cops are tired of all the backlash and all the negativity that comes with the job. I mean, not just from our normal day-to-day life as being a police officer, but from the public. Like, I mean, in Philadelphia, like kids literally walk, they'll ride up to your car or walk up to you and just be like FTL. And for people who don't know, that's I don't know if cursing or not, but that's like fuck the law, and like fuck 12 and all that stuff. So that they just don't like you, and that's the way it's been in Philadelphia. So it's nothing new for Philadelphia police officers to experience that. But maybe like for like the small town, like township cops or like county cops or the sheriffs, maybe that's something new for them, and they're just not ready to deal with it. But yeah, it's really weird that people want to defund the police, and then they see the crime rate skyrocket, or things are starting to happen. And what is really needs to happen is that, I mean, we kind of need more money to better train police officers. Like, the defensive tactics and the hands-on training that you get through going through the Philadelphia Police Academy is it could be better, in my opinion. We don't do this. I'm speaking 10 years ago. We didn't do any type of like grappling, anything like that. They showed you how to handcuff someone. They showed you how to like break fall a little bit, stuff like that. And that was pretty much it. I mean, they don't tell you how to wrestle with someone who doesn't want to get locked up. I mean, obviously there's spots in other areas that could be improved, but I think that's one of the main things is that, they expect you to do a ridiculously hard job, and they think that they're providing you with the correct training, but they're really not. So
Gotcha. Yeah, no, it's got to be the most the toughest thing,
yeah, definitely, yeah. Because like I see it, and then even when I was an amateur and I was going through the police academy, I'm like, the instructors are doing stuff, and I'm like, that doesn't that's not gonna work, man. Like that's not working. Like it's working now because you're doing it on a willing participant. But if someone is not wanting to get locked up or they just don't want to get arrested, then that's going to go out the window. And then you're going to be punching the person. You're going to be using your ass. You're going to be using your gun, whatever you have to use to make sure that person gets locked up. And that's how people get hurt. And then that's how the distrust for the police grows even more, because a simple, shoplifting thing or whatever turns into, people going to the hospital, God forbid someone dying. Yeah. It's insane. Yeah.
Crazy. It's crazy. All right. How did it feel to beat Alexei Oleinik in your last fight?
It was a little surreal. I mean, it was something that you play in your mind over and over again. You get that the mental reps, the visualization of it, and once it happened, it didn't really set in until I got home, and me and my wife were talking about it. Like a couple of days later, and that's when it actually really set in that who I beat, how I beat him, and in the time that I beat him. And it just it's kind of surreal until like I said, it usually takes me a couple of days for that stuff to kick in, because he was the first really big name that I fought just in my whole career, and that was kind of like I grew up watching him fight. I knew everything about all of his Ezekiel chokes and how he fought and the way he moved and the way he was moving. I seen it in the fight. I'm like, oh, he's moving. He's gonna set this up. He's doing that. He's gonna do this. So it was kind of surreal. But once Herb Dean separated us after the fight was over, it wasn't real. But it was super cool to look back on it and to have that feather in my cap.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, and you could use him, like his name, as a gatekeeper, I guess. But I mean, beating him is, once you beat Alexei, you're in. You're
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, legit. Yeah. So and that's all I wanted to be, is just considered like legit. Like I don't want this to be considered like a fluke. Like he's getting lucky. Like he's just landing lucky punches. I want to be considered one of, if not the greatest heavyweights to ever compete in the UFC. And by taking out guys like Alexei and come July 24th, Shamil, that's just gonna further solidify my argument. So
speaking of Shamil, you're fighting him on the 24th.
Yep.
When they came to you with that matchup, what were your thoughts on it?
My thoughts were great. I mean, I don't turn any fight down. If you give me 3 names, I'll fight all 3 people. Doesn't matter to me who they are. He's a name. He's a guy who hasn't fought since 2019. He only lost to the top level guys in the UFC. He's lost to Curtis Blades and Derek Lewis. I think he's got total of 5 losses on his record. I think he's 20-5, and the 2 of those losses are against the top guys in the UFC. And I get past him in a devastating fashion, in an impressive fashion. It just shows you that I belong in the top of the division. And that's all I want. I just want to make my way to the belt, make a name for myself, make a name for the gym, and just continue to be the best fighter I can be.
Awesome. I guess, and then just kind of going further on that, how do you like to match up? I guess just you versus him. What you're just talking about it.
So yeah, so I'm feeling great about the matchup. His style, he's a striking based style, much like mine. He's not as fast as me. He's obviously he's older than me. I think he's like 38, 39. So I plan on being faster than him, more fit, stronger than him. he doesn't throw a lot of combinations, and when he gets in close, that's when he starts to like throw the combinations. So that's going to be obviously things that we're going to be looking for. But I just think I see on the outside, and I think that my skill set as far as pure striking will be able to outclass him in every way, and just my head movement, my range, everything. So I'm really excited, and I just want to put on a show for everybody.
Do you have a prediction?
I'm going to finish them either end of the first or beginning of the second.
Like that.
Yeah.
As of now, you and Shamil aren't on the main card for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who makes the lineup as far as who gets on what spot. I think I should be on the main card. Two ranked heavyweights. I mean, two ranked fighters in any division, I think, should be on the main card, unless it's like a super stacked pay-per-view card. Now, granted, if it's a super stacked pay-per-view card, I understand. But two ranked heavyweights on the prelim on a fight night, I just don't get it. So I'm not going to say anything because I have no say in that. Wherever they're going to put me is wherever they're going to put me. And it doesn't matter. It's not like it's affecting my paycheck at all. So if they want me to be the first fight of the night, that's fine because it'll be an early night for me and I'll go get food drunk and all that. So it'll be great. Get some pizza, cheesesteak, wings, whatever. And I'll go crazy. So it'll be good.
It just it's kind of strange because the UFC loves putting heavyweights on the main card.
Yeah.
And they like to put unranked heavyweights on the main card, but when they have they have a ranked heavyweight fight, both fighters, they're strikers. Someone's gonna get knocked out. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not put that on the main card?
I don't know. And that's the thing. I don't know. Like, heavyweight strikers who are ranked, like you were saying, that's what people want to see. They want to see guys who finish fights. I finish fights. Shamil finishes fights. Either, he's getting finished or he's finishing fights. The same with me. So that's just, I don't know. So I'm not saying anything. Listen, I like my job. I like fighting for the UFC. Wherever the UFC wants to put me, put me. I'll be on Fight Pass prelims. Don't matter to me. So that's fine with me. Whatever.
You win. You take his number 7 ranking. What's next?
Yep. Whoever the UFC wants to give me. Obviously not getting. I'm not getting 5 guys, so I'm not getting John Jones. I'm not going to get Francis. I'm not going to get Stipe. I'm not going to get Cyril, and I'm not going to get Derek Lewis because they all are either waiting for the title shot or have some kind of title shot going on with the interim, and I'm sure some people would like to sit out for the belt. So the other only options would be another ranked guy. I'm not sure who has fights. I think Curtis Blades is fighting Rosenstrike. I'm not sure when that fight is, but they are putting on that super heavy card on my birthday, September 25th. They just announced a bunch of fights on that card with the return of Nick Diaz. So I'm really excited about that. If I could get on that card, I mean, I don't see why I can't just roll this. God willing, I don't have any kind of injuries. Nothing goes on with this fight where I get cut and I have to take some time off. No broken bones, no injuries, and I can just roll right into another training camp and just get ready for the September 25th card. That'd be great. If not, I'll take an October card or a November card, and then if that works out, get out of the fight super quick and super easy, then I'll hopefully could squeeze one more in by the end of the year. If not, early next year. So,
I've been calling. I mean, like you said, it probably won't happen, but I've been calling for the Daukaus first Stipe fight, policeman versus fireman. It just makes.
I'm down. Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, the UFC could sell the shit out of that. Trust me. You go to a place that's open with fans. You got firefighters on one side of the arena. You got cops on the other side of the arena. Sell it all out, and I'll have tons of cops coming from Philadelphia. So it'll be a great night of fights.
I think it makes perfect sense, but I mean, who am I?
Yeah. Who are we, right? I just fight for the UFC, and and you're doing media, so that's it.
Right. I guess finally, so I mean, the division is crammed at the top, and you said that.
Yeah.
If you were the matchmaker, I mean, what would you do with the, I guess, top 5, top 6 guys?
I don't know because you got to think that the Derek Lewis Cyril fight that's going to happen. Well, I think that's August 7th. That's happening. Um, Depending on how that fight goes, I mean, you make the Francis fight for later in the year. I don't know how long, how much further out in the year they want. If they're going to push it till the end of the year, maybe like the end of the year, big card, and start up fresh, next year. Um, but I think it all depends on who comes out of that win, who comes out with the belt and who's not injured. And then, John Jones has been saying he wants to fight at heavyweight. But I don't see John fighting anyone who isn't the champ, or maybe even the interim champ. Maybe he gets the interim winner and then they renegotiate for, the Francis fight. I don't know. But then, Stipe said he's going to wait out for a title shot. So I don't know if they're going to give Stipe the rematch. I mean, what they could do is do the Derek Lewis Cyril fight, Francis Stipe 3, and then those two winners fight for the belt, and then John Jones could fight the winner of that. But that would just take so long. That we're talking, we're talking 2022 for all that to happen. So, I mean, for us guys who aren't ranked at the top, at the, in that, the 2 and the 3 spots, I guess we just fight it out. I mean, Volkov's coming off of a loss to Cyril. I don't know if he's going to be taking time off. You got the Curtis Blades Rosenstrike coming up. You got Sakai, who just fought Rosenstrike. So I don't know what's going to happen. Marcin Tybura, he fought recently, but I think he's looking for a fight. So these are all names that they all intrigue me. So I'm down to fight all those names because, once I get past Shamil and when I finish Shamil, it's all the top tier guys that I want, and if there's a log jam up at the top, I guess we have to wait, and I just have to start destroying everybody who's not in that little log jam.
Yeah, that was like one of my final things. You just said it like, you get past Shamil. Do you mind fighting backwards?
No. I mean, no. I'll fight a guy who's right behind me. I just don't want to fight a guy who's not ranked or a guy who's at like 15. I'd rather fight a guy who's like, if I take Shamil's spot, I'll take then that's number 7 spots. So I'll take 8, 9, or I'll just take 10. Doesn't matter to me. But like, get anything further than that, that's a little, stepping backwards. I want to say in my chase towards the belt. Because I start beating up those guys, and I run through like say 11 through 15. I don't even know who's at 11 through 15. I'm just looking forward. So if I run, no disrespect to those guys, but I start fighting those guys, start going through them, and then I beat all those guys, but I didn't beat any of the top guys, and then I got to make my way through the top guys. I mean, if I have to fight 10 people to get to the belt, I have to fight 10 people. It's the nature of the business, and if that's what I have to do, that's what I have to do, and I'm okay with that. But I would rather, I'd rather have 5 fights or 4 fights with big name guys, recognizable guys who sell tickets, who people want to see, and I put on impressive performances and I dominate those guys, as opposed to going through people who, I'm fighting on the prelims for 10 fights. So
For sure. I lied. I got one more.
okay.
Aspinall is a name
Yeah.
that has been
Yep.
everyone wants to see Daukaus versus Aspinall.
Yeah.
Is that a fight that intrigues you? Is that a fight that you'd rather maybe come in the future where you guys are? I mean, because you guys are the future of the division. Do you want like do you want to wait? Like what's up?
It doesn't matter to me. Aspinall is a very good fighter. I had a little bit of an interaction with him. I think it was Fight Island. It was high bye type thing. All of his interviews, he speaks well, super respectful. I got nothing bad to say about the guy. But he is in my division. So if we fight, we fight. As far as a business aspect, I don't think the UFC would put us together just yet, strictly because, like you said, we're both up and coming guys. We're the new blood of the heavyweight division. So there's no reason to make that fight right now. I think I start, taking care of my part of the division. He starts taking care of his part. He just beat Arlovsky. I think he's got a fight coming up. I don't know if it was announced yet, but I think it was on his Twitter or his Instagram. I think someone retweeted it, popped up on my timeline that he was like fight news coming soon. I'm assuming they're doing the UFC, the London card, so I'm assuming he's going to be on that. I just don't know who he's fighting. But yeah, I would, once this jam up at the top gets all sorted out, I would gladly fight that dude for the number one, the number two contender spot. It doesn't matter to me. So, I mean, I think the UFC would make a lot more money, and it would make him and I a lot more money to wait to fight in, maybe 3 fights, 2 or 3 fights, and see what happens. He gets through his guys, I get through my guys, and then the UFC starts building my brand, starts building his brand even more than they already have, and we do a main event, and then we can get that. I'll go to London. I don't care. We can do it in his backyard, wherever the hell he lives. I'll do it in his mom's house. Don't matter to me. So wherever the UFC wants to send me, I'll go. So yeah. So if they want to sell out like the O2 Arena, I'm there. Don't matter to me none. So
that's awesome.
Give me a reason to go to England. Yeah.
He does have a fight booked. Using my detective skills, I think it's going to be against Blagoy Ivanov.
Okay.
So, but yeah, no, man, that's the fight that is bound to happen, and it'll be fantastic.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah, and it's not like I'm not gonna fight him, because I see him. I'm gonna run through a bunch of people. Everything that I've seen from him, he's gonna do the same thing. He's extremely talented. He's big. He's athletic. He's got good ground game. He's got really good striking. So I don't see him not getting through, a lot of the division, much like me. So we're bound to meet, and I'd much rather it be later when we could both make a shit ton of money on it, and maybe for the belt, getting for that the number one, number two contender spot, and I'm fine with it.
That's awesome. All right, thank you so much for your time, Chris.
Of course.
If you want to plug your sponsors, plug your social media, the floor is yours.
Yeah. So if you guys want to just hit me up on Twitter and or Instagram, it's pretty much Chris_Daukaus MMA on both. Fuel Hunt, I appreciate you guys always hooking me up with the clothing line. Just dropped new fight shirts, so go over there, check them out. Yeah, just the gym, Martinez BJA, and all the guys I train with. I really appreciate everything, and I can't wait to put on a show come July 24th.
Awesome. Good luck in your fight next weekend, and we'll talk soon.
All right, thanks, brother. Appreciate it.